I am Felicia Muhammad, your spiritual life and business transformation facilitator, healer, intuitive, HLIC cast member, Awakening Dynamics practitioner, and president of Oneness Wellness Foundation. So, with all that I do, that I just described to you, because I still haven't told you some other stuff, what I do is I help us to be able to know how to get the subconscious mind and the conscious mind to be on one accord, okay? To be able to show you how to release the baggage, also known as limiting beliefs, programs that we are running that are keeping us stuck in our spirit, mind, body, family, finances, and society, relationships, in love, in wealth. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today, we are discussing Unleash Your Inner Millionaire. What limiting beliefs are hindering you? So what I want you to do, I would like for you, if you find something that resonates with you, prop it up. Woohoo! Prop it up, prop it up, prop it up, prop it up. All right. Second thing I would like for you to do is, welcome, Poppy, is tell a little bird about this. Tell a little bird about this. So tweet it out. All right. And if you see somebody, welcome Latanya, welcome Revel. And if you, as people are joining in and as you're communicating, please follow. Please follow each other, okay? So we can build community and support each other, all right? So rate yourself, before we get started, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 as to how you're feeling right now, okay? And I want you to think about and put in the chat if you feel transparent enough and vulnerable enough to share with us, okay? To share with us what limiting belief, what program that you think you may be holding, what recurring record is playing over in your head when it comes to money that you feel may be keeping you stuck, okay? And for if you're in the flow, very good. It may be another area, okay? But today we're talking about unleashing your inner millionaire, and we're dealing with what limiting beliefs are hindering you. All right. So we're going to be having a discussion. I'm going to invite some of you to take the seat to join this topic, to share your thoughts with me. And I'm also going to put in a link where you can have a complimentary session, and we can help you to be able to release any of this baggage. And it doesn't necessarily have to be around money, you know. In this particular case, with this complimentary session, we can deal with anything that you want to deal with, okay? And help you to be able to transform that baggage into something that will serve you, that will support you, that you want to manifest, that you want to attract to you, that you want to draw to you, okay? That you want to do differently, all right? So I put the link in, so just know that you will be able to click on that link to have a complimentary session should you choose, and you can go back and listen to some of the sessions we did last week. This is number 2, so you can go back and listen to number 1, where we actually took some of the women and the callers, not the callers, I think I'm on a conference call, but the blabbers through an actual session, okay? And they received some major shifts. So I'm excited that a few of them will be joining us today to share the results of what they experience. So as a result of being able to release this baggage, you will have greater clarity. You will have more energy. So of course, if you have greater clarity, you're also focused, okay? And it's going to get you so much closer, if not put you right on point for your purpose work, your purpose of why you're here, and be able to help you recognize the opportunities, the people, the places, the things that are destined to serve you and to work with you. Okay, how exciting is that? How exciting is that? Now remember, if you hear something that resonates with you and you like, or you like, oh, that's good, that's delicious, prop it up, give some props, and let's begin this journey. So on a scale of one to five, rate how you feel right now, okay? And Revel, good. She feels five. She's on top of the world. Woohoo! All right, we're gonna work to getting you to a 10. So, Revel, on a scale of 1 to 10, since you already a five, where are you on a 10? Okay, JC, maybe a 3 or 4. Okay, all right. How about you, Latanya? How about you? How are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 5, a 4. Okay, okay, all right. And then if you're willing, laugh out loud, a 10. Okay, good, 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 good. You can always get better and better and better, and that's what I love about it. Did my scope on abundance this morning. Woohoo! Very good. Well, I'm going to be welcoming you to join us in the seat to share some wonderful tidbits. Okay, all right. So let me ask you this: when we think about the limiting beliefs, do you have any in any area that may be um, hindering you from achieving your life's purpose and your desire? Okay. Revel says, I wish I could friend being interviewed on the scope in the few. Oh, no problem, no problem. You know, it's being recorded, so we're gonna be here for about an hour. And we're going to be doing this again on Thursday, because I'm going to be doing a conference call where we're going to take you through, where you can register to participate in this conference call, where I'm going to be taking you through some typical, okay, good, Rebel. Have a blessed day. I'm going to take you through some typical beliefs and programs that just over the past 10 years in doing having these different sessions with people, my instructor and my teacher has discovered that most people have. And if you're like me, when I went through this Unleash Your Inner Millionaire session, when I discovered that I had one that I didn't think that I had, I was like, for real? And it made so much sense. It made so much sense. So let me tell you a little bit about how all this happened. Okay, so I have been on a spiritual journey for, really, everything I look at I take the spiritual approach. Welcome, Forex, Alice, Nick, and I find the good in everything. Okay, I really do. All right, 95% of the time. I do have my times where, I'm like, oh, woe is me. All right, so I'm human, right? So for the most part, I'm very introspective, and my experiences have been where when something happens, I look at, myself, and when someone says something, I look to see how it resonates as truth. Is anything that they're saying true? So that's just me. That's just how I am. I'm very introspective, okay? And so being very introspective and knowing how to ask questions has been really a saving grace for me. So let me fast forward 22 years. I was in this phase, in this ascension phase of another aspect of my life, where I was assessing my relationships with myself, my relationships with welcome Chris, with money, my purpose work, and really living my life to the fullest. All right. And so I was on this teleseminar, and at the time I was really struggling financially, really, really struggling financially. And because I had made a lot of money before, it seemed like every time I would get to a certain level, it would stop. And then make more, it would stop. Have more opportunities, it would stop. Have more opportunities, it would stop. Oh, Revel, I see the show you're gonna be on. Okay. She's I'm following her. Okay, cool. Um, and so I kept recognizing this sabotaging pattern, and I knew it was self-sabotage. So I started analyzing it and looking at, what does these experiences have in common? And so I realized I needed to, that's when I began to realize that I needed to reassess my whole relationship with money. I looked at when I was really successful, what were some of the things that I was doing versus what I'm doing now. Okay. And I remembered I was very organized. I kept all my receipts, which I still do that. However, I was charting, I was writing down, I was very consistent with keeping a monthly budget. I was conscious of what I spent my money on, and I would have money left over after paying all my bills. So then I had this experience where I just felt like it seemed like I was being stifled and I didn't have freedom. I wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. Okay. I'm grateful I have no regrets and I'm not judging myself anymore. Okay. And so I start putting two and two together, looking at making a comparison and saying, okay, do the things that you know you used to do that made you successful. Start back implementing those. Okay, so then I did this in my areas of relationships, and I was in a dysfunctional relationships and had some dysfunctional relationships. So I was deciding, well, I'm going to, because I'm on this healing journey, I'm releasing all of this stuff. Okay, so I got to the point where I was able to really, and as you see it on my profile, I really be honest with myself about my shit. Okay, and I mean that literally, and it also is an acronym for self-healing inner talk. Okay, and so I just got real honest with myself, and I would look at why I do what I do, what's my motivation, and I would look at the results, and so that was very freeing. All right, very, very freeing. So, like I said, fast forwarding, I listened to this teleseminar, and this man, this engineer who had no interest in spiritual work, healing, none of that, was very, very sarcastic, very critical, and a skeptic. And I love the skeptics. So he was talking about his experience, and he was going to take us through this process of showing us how to unleash our inner millionaire. All right. And he had been doing this at that point, which for me, this was in 2012. Okay. 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 2012. And he was, welcome, Omar. He was, he had great success. All right. Had his own instant healing, had a lot of miracles, had done a lot of law of attraction stuff, and had been disappointed. How many of you have done a lot of law of attraction stuff and have been disappointed? You didn't get the results that they said they got on The Secret. You did the same thing, but you didn't get the results. Can anybody bear witness to that? Can you get a clap, a prop, or something, or even post it in the thank you, thank you, J. Care, in the chat over here. So he took us through this process. Yes, a lot of times. Me too. So he took us through this process, and he explained, about the subconscious mind and how, of course, we don't have to think about we don't have to think about our organs to function, heart to beat. It just does it automatically, right? So I was really clear on the subconscious mind, but I was more of, like most of the people, thinking that, what I think about conscious, that's what I'm always focusing on. And that's what a change is. So when I heard this, it made a lot of sense. And so he began to take us through the process, showed us how to be able to access the subconscious mind through muscle testing. Now, how many of you know that the subconscious mind controls 95% of what we create, what we attract, the experiences that we have? That is controlled by the subconscious mind. Now, where is the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is in every cell of your being, okay? It's in every cell of your being. All right. So when you say to yourself, I can't do something, subconscious mind don't understand can't. All it understands is what you said you can't do, and you get more of that. So we real clear on how that works. All right. So he took us through this process, walked us through how to, and this is remotely now. This is remotely. Because I was in Chicago. Well, I'm in Chicago now, headed back to St. Croix. But I was in Chicago at the time, and he was in Los Angeles. And it was thousands of people on the phone. Can or can't understand the cells. No, the subconscious mind is within every cell of our being. Okay. So the subconscious mind is that autonomic nervous system. Okay. So it's enveloped, the intelligence of the subconscious mind is in every cell of our being. Okay, so it is literally who we be. All right. All right. It's literally who we be. All right. So when he was taking us through this process, and like I shared with you before earlier, I discovered that he took us through some common beliefs. So I discovered I didn't have a vow of poverty. I had a poverty consciousness. Now, what's the difference in a poverty consciousness and a vow of poverty? So, even if you are not religious, somebody in your family is, or in your uh, someone somewhere down the line, generations before, way back there, was. So, even if you're not what they believed, some of the programs that they ran was passed down to you. And we're going to talk about, at some point in time, I'm going to do a class on the history level, the soul level, okay? So we can understand how these programs, even though we think consciously that we have overcome them, or I've gotten over that. Oh, that's not an issue for me anymore. When we show you how to tap into the subconscious mind, you will be able to ask the subconscious mind, does that resonate as truth with you? Okay, so you'll be able to check in with the subconscious mind to see if that resonates as truth with you. And then you'll be able to pinpoint and connect it back to some circumstances that you are having that validates that. Okay. So I want you to focus on, I want you to think about something you've been working on. And in this context, we're talking about money. We're talking about resources, specifically in the exchange of money. Welcome back, Vanessa. Welcome, my head lady in charge, Sister Vanessa McLean from London, is in the documentary with me called Head Ladies in Charge. And that documentary is about women in the community who empower other women to greatness. We're telling our stories of trials, triumphs, successes, failures, happy times. And so it is very empowering and inspiring. Okay. And so it's coming to a city near you. We're going to be doing a screening in London. We're going to be doing one in St. Croix. So follow us to stay connected so you will be able to have your experience as a head lady in charge or head man in charge. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, and this made me remember that I was talking about the muscles, doing the muscle testing, because that is the tool by which we're going to be able to calibrate and communicate with the subconscious mind. Okay. So I'm going to be inviting one of you or three of you, because I have 3 seats open. I want to take you through a session, what I do in a session to help you to be able to know how to access the subconscious mind to see what resonates as truth with you based off of the beliefs, the programs, and I'll use those words interchangeably, that you hold. Okay, J. Carroll says, question, muscle test, use this principle. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. C.G. Jung. Yes, yes, yes. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So yes, that's the intent of this call, this blab, is to help you to be able to get your conscious mind in line with the subconscious mind. So they work 100% together, and you begin to co-create entire new realities for yourself, live fully in your purpose, on your purpose, and being your purpose. And it's no longer work, it's fun, fun, fun all the time. All right. So, Vanessa, what I asked people to do earlier was rate themselves, and you heard me, I think, on the other 2 times we were trying to do this and having some audio problems, which I love audio challenges and just challenges, period, because it gives us, that's why I call them opportunities. It gives us opportunities to empower ourselves and get real creative and figuring it out. So, tell a little bird. Thank you, Vanessa, for telling a little bird. And if something resonates with you, give some props. All right. So, with muscle testing, when the muscles are in the energetic magnetic field, they communicate. So, and this is true that we show you the power of words as well. Okay. So, I've always said, and I'm not, yes, I am patting myself on the back. Yes, I'm patting myself on the back because I've said it to myself. Not that it's all about me, but just from my heart of finding the good in everything from that space. I've always said that there's power in the word. So be careful what you say. Because I hear people making jokes and they say, oh, I'm just kidding. No, you wasn't. You meant that. You just using joking because you didn't really have the courage to really say it to the person. So you said it like a joke, but no, you really meant that. How many of you have had people to say that to you and you know within yourself there is some truth to it, but they trying to make a joke out of it, At least for me, let me speak for me. I know when people have done that to me, and because I'm so introspective, it makes me look at it and I'm like, no. And I'll actually say to them, no, you meant that. You really meant it. No, 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 I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, no, you wouldn't. It's okay. It's okay. And let me just give you some results of this. And I'm jumping ahead because I want to be able to start with the end in mind. When you're able to, as I said earlier, be honest with yourself about your shit, your self-healing inner talk, and I use that literally and as the acronym, it frees you and it really helps you to not take a lot of stuff personal, even if it's meant to be. Okay? Because when you know yourself and you know why you do what you do, and somebody sees it, because of course, sometimes the shift doesn't happen overnight. In some cases, it does. For most of us, it may not happen overnight. So there's a journey and a process that you have to go through as you have these new insights and new awarenesses about yourself. And you are, wrestling with how you're going to change it and be different and show up different. Okay. When somebody recognizes, for example, let me give you an example. So one of the things that I was really dealing with myself was pride. Okay. Oh my God. I was so prideful. Oh my God. I was so prideful that I thought I knew everything. And I would just be talking like I know, and then I would discover that I don't know, that I was mistaken. And so when I had some experiences just over, the duration of this lifespan that I've been living, to prove to me, Felicia, you don't know everything. Stop acting like you know everything. And it's okay that you don't know everything. It's okay. It was like, oh, and you'll find me doing that all the time because it's just, that's just what it feels like for me. And when somebody peeped it and called me out on it, it was in a loving way. But no matter how loving it is, the truth does hurt. Okay. However, the truth was a little bit softer for me to feel the pain at this particular point because I had already acknowledged it in myself. I had already looked myself in the mirror and said, Felicia, sometimes you full of it. I'm looking myself in the mirror and acknowledging that I'm full of it sometimes. And I'm recalling those experiences of when I know I was other than myself. I was being inauthentic. I was in the religious world, in the Christian world, we talk about, the unrighteous aspects of ourselves. Okay. So I know I was not being a good Christian. And you say, well, you got the name Muhammad. I'm a Christian and a Muslim. When you really understand, because it's all about oneness, okay? So those are just different names that we call. But Jesus said, greater works I do, you can do. And me and my Father are one. And what's another one I like? Okay, we don't go religious. Okay, because I'm more spiritual than religious. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. And I honor everybody wherever they are because I truly know that there's only one source. All right. With many different expressions. Okay, so hey Bruce, amen. For women to women, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to get back on point, y'all. But I want us, and I'll say and I want us to really get what I'm expressing, okay? Because I know it's been healing for me. And it has helped to cut down on a lot of drama and a lot of issues, okay? And taking stuff personal. So how does this all tie into unleashing your inner millionaire? When you can look yourself in the mirror and you see when you look yourself in the mirror and you see that reflection of yourself in the black part of your eye, when you're talking to her and him, you connect at the heart with your higher self, with your God presence, because we are made in the image, right? So you're connecting with your God presence that is within you, okay? And so being able to be honest with yourself, first having the courage to look yourself in the mirror and the confidence, it builds confidence when you are able to do this, with looking yourself in the mirror and being honest with yourself about your shit. Okay, so I was saying with this shit thing, because it's an acronym, it does stand for self-healing inner talk. The shit is the negative aspects of ourselves or the unrighteous qualities within us that we know were given to us divinely for a purpose. Okay, welcome Kasim, welcome God Favors Me. It was given to us for us to discover our greatness and grow up into that power that Jesus said we can do greater works than he does. Now, how many of us are doing greater works than Jesus did? So you're being empowered. This is a part of unleashing the inner millionaire. This is a part of unleashing the inner millionaire. Okay? So because this spirit and this physical existence, it has to become one. It has to be a oneness experience. Okay, so you can. However, I'm encouraging you to consider when you going after the money, one of the limiting beliefs is that money is the root of all evil. It didn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And for some of us, we have that limiting belief and that program because that's what we heard in church, in our religious institutions. We also, and I'm getting into the meat of what we're going to be doing because I said it was going to be an hour. But I want you to be able to join in on the conversation and share. And I want to be able to take us through some processes to be able to, so I can show you how we can help you release these limiting beliefs and begin to co-create whole new realities for yourself by knowing how to tap into the subconscious mind using muscle testing. And J. Carroll says, yes, money is a tool to get what you need in life. Exactly. All right. So we want to make sure that we have that right relationship with money and resources. Okay. The energy that is money. All right. So with Being able to be honest with yourself is the beginning of unleashing the inner millionaire, tapping into that God essence that is within you. All right. And so, as I was saying, when other people recognize it, be good to money and it would be good to you. Yes, yes. And so, as I was telling you about being able to when somebody else recognizes a shortcoming or a fault that you have, when you've acknowledged it yourself, it kind of takes the charge off of how it feels when somebody else peeps it. Okay. Because we at least I know, let me speak for me personally, I was not taught how to handle criticism, constructive criticism, or the lack thereof. Hey, transform mindset, welcome. And so when you can be honest with yourself, and I'm gonna get off of that, but it's really, and I don't know why I keep saying it, because I guess we just need to get it and start practicing it, because it is a practice. When you're able to be honest with yourself about your shit, the negative, unrighteous aspects of yourself, and you can come to grips with why you do what you do and look at your motivation and then begin to change and shift it to a more um, um, another aspect that serves you, serves your highest good and the highest good of others, then you are free. It's another whole level of freedom and a stress releaser. So that's another tip. It releases stress as well, because it's like you're not judging yourself, and like I said, if somebody else peeps it, okay, then you know they're destined to help you with it. All right. So, unleashing your inner millionaire. For those of you that are just coming in, I want you to rate yourself how you feel at this particular point. And at the end of this, if you're able to stay with us for another 20 minutes or so, I want to be able to invite you to take a seat and share one of your limiting beliefs that may be preventing you from living your life to the fullest. Welcome, Ash Coven and Always Journal, in fulfilling and manifesting this inner millionaire that is within inside of you. Okay, so rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, how you feel right now. All right, and think about a limiting belief or a program that we may have in our mind, a record that runs over and over again relative to our beliefs about money. Could be, welcome, Wayne. Could be, I have to be poor to be close to God. You may have a vow, you may have taken a vow of poverty, or somebody in your generational line, some of your ancestors may have guaranteed, probably did, take a vow of poverty. Um, you may have been programmed to believe, boy, money don't grow on trees. How about that one? Have you heard that one? Hello. Thank you, Hair Diva. Oh, Hair Diva is saying hello to Always Journal. Oh, okay. Um, And what's another one? Oh, you have to struggle to make money. It has to be hard making money. How many of you can give some props if that resonates with you? You have to struggle to make money. So if you have any of those limiting beliefs, then we can help you to know how to shift that so that money can flow to you with grace and ease. Okay? In another call, we're going to be doing some manifesting do's and don'ts. Okay. And what I'm offering is I'm going to give you a demonstration for anybody who would like to take the hot seat. You can do so at this time, the open seat, and we'll take you through a process, show you how I do what I do, and offer you a complimentary session. So I'm going to put the link in for you to claim your complimentary session. All right, because I'm going to be doing a call. I'm going to be doing a call on Monday, a conference call on Monday, and we're just going to run through it. I'm going to take you through the same process I was taken through when I had my Unleash Your Inner Millionaire experience. What limiting beliefs are hindering you? I'm going to take you through the same process that I experienced. And as a result of that experience that I had back in May of 2012, 2 days later, my income increased. And so I was saying earlier that it increased by 20%. So I was saying earlier that I was having some issues with money. I was at a place where it was flowing, it would stop. It was flowing, it would stop. It was flowing, it would stop. And I was having some self-sabotaging patterns. So I recognized that it was self-sabotage. And so by having this Unleash Your Inner Millionaire experience, it helped me to be able to realize subconsciously that my subconscious and my conscious mind were not cooperating together. My conscious mind was thinking she controlled everything, when in truth, science proves it, the subconscious mind controls 95% of what we think, what we attract to us, what we experience in life. Okay, the subconscious mind controls the reality that we co-create for ourselves. Okay, Bruce, getting ready to start my blab. Thank you for the information. We'll get back to with you. I also follow you. Have a blessed day, Felicia. Yes, yes. Thank you, Bruce. Okay, I'm gonna follow you too. Okay, gonna follow Bruce. Everybody follow Bruce. Loving to save. Ah, I can't find you. Okay, follow. All right. So, do we have any takers? Hey, Fabrizio, thank you. It's always good to see you. Do we have anybody that wants to join me in this process so I can show you how we do what we do? It's not, here's something to have a look at. Okay, Wayne, I will do that. Anybody want to take the open seat? Anybody got enough courage? Be vulnerable and transparent enough? That's a challenge. I get it. It's okay. I get it. Trust me, I totally get it. I totally get it. So I did a demonstration last week, and you can go back and take a look at what happens in a session, because I had three brave women who joined the seat, and we took everybody on the blab who was in chat and live through the processes, okay, of how to access the subconscious mind and know what limiting beliefs you're holding, and we cleared the limiting beliefs. So I love this technology and this whole healing component, because you don't have to let time, space, or distance be a hindrance to you. Okay. And as a facilitator and certified instructor of the technology called Awakening Dynamics, and you can go to my website to get more information about Awakening Dynamics. And what we do in a session is under the Rise Above Emotions program. You can see that, and it's very detailed, telling you what exactly happens. So for those that are choosing not to have the experience, it's okay. I wanted to be able to give you some good content so that you can begin to unleash your inner millionaire and at least become familiar and start journaling about some of the limiting beliefs you have, being honest with yourself about why you do what you do, okay, so that you can set the foundation so that when you have the release, it happens with grace and ease, and you are open to it, okay? Because closed doors can't receive. You have to be open to it. And even if you don't believe it, you can still get benefits from it, okay? So I had a client to call me, and business partner to call me this morning, and she was on the blab last week, and we did a session that morning, and we did a session like the day before, and then she had the session on blab. Okay, so she called me this morning to share. Hey, Leo, she called me this morning to share that she, in her business, because what we dealt with, and she was very authentic. She gave me a video testimony on Blab, I think last Thursday. We recorded that as well. And she shared that because she's a healer and she was going to another level in her business with shifting from, not so much as shifting, but more so incorporating the healthy finances piece, the whole money piece into her business, because she's become a licensed financial advisor. She was feeling inauthentic, and that's what we discovered. She was feeling inauthentic to her purpose, because when she said something else, I was immediately, it was given to me that she's feeling inauthentic. And so I just spoke it, straight to her, because intuitively that's what I knew it was. And so she was like, that's it. That's it. So we worked on it. We got to the root of it. It stemmed back 5 generations, okay, to whereas she was hung in another lifetime. Now, whether you believe in other lifetimes or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? So we cleared the belief, we cleared the experience, although the experience still happened. However, what we cleared was its effect and its limitations and its restrictions that was in the genetic level, that was passed down to her, that was hindering her from unleashing her inner millionaire. Okay. And then we dealt with, she had an experience where her father was shot, and you can go back and listen to it. So anyway, she called me this morning to tell me that within the week, this past week, she has earned $1 million in business. $1 million in business as a financial advisor. She has earned $1 million in business in a week. She was on session 1 of this Unleash Your Inner Millionaire. She went through the session that we did on Blab live in front of everybody, and we had people. Hey, Tone. Um, we had other people on the Blab who also went through the session. Okay. And she came back, gave her testimony of something else that happened a day later, because after you have a session, for most people, it takes a sleep cycle for the energy to process, for your body to recalibrate. Okay. And because we can't see the energy, you may not necessarily feel anything. However, it is possible that a lot of people do feel instant release, they feel lighter instantly, And so I'm just so excited to be able to help people understand that you do not have to struggle for money. Everything doesn't have to be a struggle, because that's one of the beliefs that we worked on in that session last week, was that we had to struggle for money. Okay. Another one that we worked on, one of the ladies was older. She was up in age, maybe in her 60s, and she's very lively. And she was one of the live demonstrations. She shared that she was having challenges with focusing and thinking she has enough time to do everything because she's getting older. And that was some of the people's belief as well that was on the call, but they didn't speak it. So you see how when you show up in the room, whether you speak it or not, someone else is on the same page with you. And that's what I love about the HLIC movie that Vanessa McLean and I are in. And Vanessa, if you're able to take the seat, I know it's probably late in London and you may be in the bed. If you're able to take the seat, we'd love to hear from you and what you do. But that's what I love about that particular documentary, is because as we're sharing our stories, our trials, our triumphs, our successes, our failures, we are able to help others transform and know that you are not alone. You are not alone. Okay? And that if we can do it, so can you. So can you. So if I can unleash my inner millionaire and help others unleash their inner millionaire, so can you. So can your inner millionaire be unleashed. So are there any questions? Are there any questions? I would love to have some feedback from you. And if not, it's okay, because I am of the knowing that something I shared, was blessed to share, has resonated with you. And I thank you for sharing and being here with me, and just being present to learning and knowing something greater. Okay. Thank you. Hey, Always Journal, you're back. Would you like to take the seat? I wanted to, oh, you know what? I can still do it, because you don't have to take the seat. Do you all still want to, do you still want me to take you through a session real quick? Give me a prop, or say yes in the chat if you want me to just take you through a clearing real quick, walk you through it, how to do it. Hey, Afranio, if you're interested. Okay, Vanessa, you're joining me. Very good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She's coming in. If you're in the chat, hey, lady, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. No, can't hear you. That was the challenge I had on my first two this morning. So yeah, I can't hear you, Vanessa. I I can try to read your lips. Say it again, because I can't hear you. Hey, Always Journal. Okay, Vanessa's going back out. She's going to try to come back in. Um, so I was asking the question, would you still like for me to take you through? Welcome, Celine. Take you through the process, and you can do it in the privacy of your own home, and you can listen to the replay and go through this as well. The energy is still present. Um, like I said, it's not relative to time, space, or distance. All right. And so, Spirit Healing, Ibliza, welcome, welcome. We are actually winding up, but we are talking about, we are talking about unleashing your inner millionaire. I've walked you through some ways and gave some understanding of how to do that. Okay. Um, So I'm offering for everyone to have a complimentary session and showing you how you can access the subconscious mind so that you can begin to communicate or know how to communicate with the subconscious mind by asking questions and using muscle testing. Okay, using the body as a pendulum to be able to know what resonates as truth with you and what resonates with you as weak. And this is all around the beliefs, the programs, the thoughts that we have. Okay, because the subconscious mind controls 95% of who we are, what we be, the experiences that we have. And at some level, and just hear this, we've attracted everything that we've experienced. Okay? Be open to hear that. You have created, you agreed to have this experience, whether it was for you or somebody else, to be an example in somebody else's life. You agreed to have that experience, and you can challenge me on it. Okay, science is proving it. All right, so this is what I love about this technology. I am a certified awakening dynamics instructor, and we help you to know how to get the subconscious mind and the conscious mind to work together, be 100% on the same page, because the subconscious mind, we don't have to think about our heart to beat. We don't have to think about how our liver functions. We don't have to make sure all the systems in our body are functioning properly. It does it automatically. How does it do that? It does that via the subconscious mind, as the subconscious mind, okay, which is in every cell of our being. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Any comments, challenges, or concerns? Okay, so Vanessa is going to come back in successfully. No, still can't hear you. No, still can't hear you. So you went out, came back in. You have the wireless too, right? You have the wireless headset. What you may have to do is unplug it and start over again with your headless wireless set. That's what I had to do. All right. Okay. So, J. Carroll, I think you were on last week's call. Did you have any comments? How was your experience when we did the session last week? Did you go through it? Were you in a position where you could go through the session with us that we did last week? Okay, well, I'm not going to hold up any more of your time. Let you blab hop along to some other blabs, and we are going to end this session. And like I said, if you are interested in knowing more and seeing what's in the demonstration, check out last week's blab. This is session 2. Check out session 1 where we actually did the live demonstration, and go back and look at some of the testimonies, or just sign up for a complimentary session to have your own experience in unleashing your inner millionaire. All right, take care and be well.